Can Spellbreak still blow up? That is the question of today's video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that good stuff. I think if we really want to talk about this topic and not just be like dead game or Spellbreak's the greatest game ever, we need to talk about why it hasn't blown up yet. First off, before we even get into it, don't judge me for playing Conduit. I have a quest that I need to do to get that gold so I can buy more skins, because I'm addicted to buying skins. So that's why I'm playing Conduit, and I'm also leveling up the Pyro skin because I haven't done that yet. Might as well do it now. Where you at, guy? Can I get a fire, please? That's not ice. Guy's real annoying. Hey. Stop that. Thank you. So yeah, why hasn't Spellbreak blown up yet? In my opinion, I think it has a bit of an identity issue in terms of its game mode. And what I mean by that is that Spellbreak doesn't have a mode that you can go in and be like, this is the mode that Spellbreak is made for. Right now we just have Battle Royale, which we've been told the whole time that Spellbreak's not a Battle Royale game. And then we also have Dominion, which feels, to me, very much not a Spellbreak game mode. It feels super casual, doesn't really play into what's good about the game. And I think it doesn't promote good fights and good combat. And that's what Spellbreak is good for, is its combat. It's really, really fun to have a really intense 1v1 super technical fight with somebody. And in Dominion, what happens is you just end up getting hit in the back and jumped by like 3 people, or you do the jumping. There doesn't really seem to be any good 1v1 combat fights, or even good like team fights. So I think starting at the base of the game, it's a game mode issue more than anything. People will complain that it's balanced and that like, oh, it's too AoE heavy and whatever, but that doesn't really matter because they can change that at any time, right? They can change that very easily. A lot of that is mostly just like number tweaks, or just tweaks that they can make in hot fixes or pretty quickly. So I don't think balance should be anything that is even in consideration when we're talking about if the game can blow up. I think we're talking about the core game and where we think it can go. And balance will always change. Even if the game did blow up, from the day the game blows up to 3 months after that, it can be a completely different meta. And that's going to happen. It's always, metas are always going to shift, and I think that's actually what keeps games fun. I thought that guy was going to fracture. How have I still not found a fire gauntlet? I'm trying to get fire damage for this quest. Yeah, it really seems like Spellbreak just needs a game mode that you can hop in and be competitive with. I've talked about this before, where it's like there's not really a mode that feels like the competitive mode for Spellbreak. Dominion just seems like it has ranked slapped on it. And I think Battle Royale can kind of pull off being the competitive game mode, but the issue is I don't think we're going to be able to pull in enough players to fill up ranked BR games with the amount of competition that Spellbreak has, whether it be Apex or Warzone or any other Battle Royale game. So I think Spellbreak really needs a mode that's as innovative as the game itself is. So I don't think we need to just take like domination or search and destroy, or like even like Valorant's game mode, and just slap it on Spellbreak. I think it needs to have some type of twist to it, and I think Dominion does that, right, with the whole buy system and grinding up boons to by farming bots. So they added MOBA aspects. They didn't just take a domination mode and slap on. They added MOBA and a buy system and stuff like that. And I think they need to do it, but they need a different objective than the Dominion objective of just holding map points. Because I think fighting points is always going to just lead to AoE spam. So I don't think that's the best game mode, and I can't really tell you what is, but I think I'm going to do a stream soon and create a game mode with you guys. So if you're interested in that, check out the stream. It's in the description. So I don't want to sit here and talk like I have all the answers, but I think if Spellbreak was to come up with a good game mode, that it definitely has the potential to really pop off still. But I don't think it's as simple as that, right? It's not just that it needs a game mode. I think that what else shows the potential of the game is there's really not a lot of games that have combat like this. I don't really know any game that has combat like this that competes with Spellbreak at this point, which is good. There's a lack of competition in the base combat that Spellbreak has, so you can't really get what you get from Spellbreak out of any other game. But I think what else is really massive to show that the game still has potential is that basically like 90% of everybody who tried Spellbreak on launch, which was millions of people, all really enjoyed the game. There just wasn't enough in the game to keep them around, right? So they left. Even though they had a good experience with the game, there just wasn't enough to do in the game yet. And what that means is that there's still a potential with those people to bring them back into the game. If they do a big update and push it to those people will still be interested in Spellbreak and be like, oh yeah, this game was really fun. I'm gonna be willing to try this still. Whereas if they tried it before and they hated it, they would have just be like, oh, it's Spellbreak, I don't really care. But it seems like basically everybody on launch seemed to really love Spellbreak. And that's absolutely massive because that just, the potential's still there. It's still in people's minds as a good experience. And when you talk about big creators, you have to talk about player base numbers and viewership numbers because creators live off of their views. So if someone wants to drop from Fortnite to Spellbreak, that's a pretty big chunk in their player base, or in their viewership, and a pretty big chunk in their income as a whole. So it's a big drop, and Spellbreak's going to have to build up over time, and I think they need to get a lot of big creators in at once, but I think they still have the possibility to do that because so many people enjoyed the game. They just need the right game mode and need the right... Personally, I think it's like a ranked competitive system, something to grind, and I don't think Dominion is it yet, which is fine. Because I don't think they've really pushed the game super hard. I don't see ads or really huge marketing campaigns at all, right? And again, that goes back to the game still being a good game in the back of people's heads. When they see it again, they're going to be more willing to try it because they haven't had bad experiences with it. I don't want to push this guy. So the marketing has basically been, I don't want to say non-existent, but it hasn't been like any really big, massive marketing pushes. I think Chapter 1 was the biggest marketing push, which was a pretty big push, but it wasn't like anything crazy. Okay. So what that kind of does is it makes Spellbreak like a sleeper game, right? Like it's still making progress and we're still paying attention to it, but we are a very small number of people in the grand scheme of things. So the people that haven't really paid attention to it, when they see that marketing, once the game gets a polish and gets its identity problem solved, it's going to be fresh in their eyes again. There's so much that since release, I mean, it's been, what has it been? Almost a year? 10 months since release. And that was when, that's the last time a lot of people have tried Spellbreak. I walked right into that fireball. A little bit worried that I'm not going to win this. I don't play lightning. These people seem like they know what they're doing. I'm also not very warmed up. But so basically with their marketing, they can almost do like a re-release. That guy just hit me directly with that. That was a direct impact Dragonfire. Definitely not on purpose. But I'll give him credit for it. But yeah, since the game's a sleeper, they can essentially, or it's dead, they can essentially come back and push it to people. And it be basically new in a lot of people's eyes, or have so much new stuff because they haven't tried it in over a year, that there's a lot for people to experience and a lot for people to keep themselves occupied. I just almost fractured. So that's kind of my thought process on it, is that it's kind of a situation where we have to be in it for the long haul, where we need to wait for the game to be in the proper position to be able to keep the player base, and we're almost essentially testers at this point. I'm worried about this guy. I was hoping I could stand on that. I thought I could. I guess not, though. Zap, 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 zap. You're gonna get some. Oh. Lasering them. But yeah, that's Conduit. Again, what do you guys think about the potential of Spellbreak? And if you guys want to create a new game mode with me, don't forget to check out the Twitch stream down in the description below. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the HoloLands. Have a good one.